What's up guys, it's DK Magician here and welcome to Treasury. Now this tutorial has been a long time coming. I think the first time I promised to actually make this tutorial was all the way back in 2016. So needless to say, I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's just go ahead and get right into Treasury. And when I first decided that I was going to teach Treasury, I had the idea in my head that I would construct a gimmick on camera so that you guys could follow along at home, step by step, all the way through the process. Now the problem is I don't have any cash because I am broke. So instead of constructing a gimmick on camera, I made a PDF handout with detailed instructions on how to construct the gimmick, and it's going to go along with this video. So I'm going to verbally explain it, but if you're more of a visual learner, you can go ahead, click the link below, and read the PDF. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is gather the materials to actually make the gimmick. You're going to need three things. The first is 2 bills. Obviously these are going to need to be different denominations, like a 1 and a 20. You're also going to need a regular glue stick or rubber cement, depending on how permanent you want the gimmick to be. And finally, you're going to need to get a product called restickable glue. Yes, this is a real thing, I promise, and it's going to come in handy later on when you're making the gimmick. So once you have all of these materials, you're ready to start constructing. The first step is to take your bills and lay them flat on the table. Now you're going to want to fold them along the line as you can see here on the screen, and you're going to fold them back and forth until you have a nice crease. The idea is that we're dividing up the bill into sections. This is going to be important in the next step. So once you've folded these bills in half and you've got a nice crease down the center, what you're going to want to do is flip the bills over on their back, and for both bills, you're going to put glue on the right side. As you can see on the diagram, you're going to want to cover the shaded areas in glue. After you've applied the glue, all you have to do is stick the 2 bills together, and you're going to want to do it like this. So as you can see, the bill on this side is right side up, and here it's turned 180 degrees and it's upside down, and it forms kind of this T shape here. If you've glued your bills together and it forms the shape of an S when it's unfolded, then you've done it wrong. You're going to want it to look like this. After you've perfectly aligned the bills, you're going to want to let the glue dry. I suggest putting the 2 bills inside of a heavy book and leaving them for a day or so. This way you know the 2 bills are securely adhered to one another. So once your glue is dry, you're ready to move on to the next step. This is where the restickable glue comes in. You're going to apply a very thin layer to the right side on the front of each of the bills. This is going to allow you to fold the bill up just like so and keep it compact and together, but also allowing you to unstick it when you need to open up the bill. Once you've done that, your gimmick is complete and you're ready to start performing Treasury. So let's go ahead and learn the basic handlings. So the first handling we're going to go over is the Polaroid change. This is the first handling I came up with for Treasury. It's the one you've probably seen me perform most often on Instagram, and in my opinion, it's one of the easiest to do. So you're going to start with one of your bills open facing towards the audience and the other folded behind just like this. To get in position for the change, you're simply going to fold the bill in half just like this. So now if you turn the bill around, it would be changed. And that's exactly how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it under the guise of shaking the bill. So what you're going to do is you're going to grip the bill in between your pointer finger and your middle finger. So your pointer finger is going to go behind the bill and your middle finger is going to clip it in front, just like this. Now, all you have to do to change the bill or turn it around is use your thumb. So your thumb is going to come around to the front of the bill. It's going to contact your middle finger like you're pinching. And then you're simply going to push back with your thumb to turn the bill around just like that. And you're going to end gripping the bill in between your pointer finger and your thumb. So obviously slow, it looks pretty bad, but if you shake the bill and do it at the same time, it makes it look as though the bill has changed instantaneously. Now, of course, performing this, if you don't get it just right, can look a little bit wonky. I don't know why I said the word wonky, but that was the first one that came to mind. So if you want something with a little more cover, you can do this behind the wave of a hand, just like this. Gets the job done, it's just not as visual. But that is the Polaroid change. Let's move on to the next handling. So the next handling we're going to be talking about is drop zone. Now this one is a little bit knacky and it can look a little bit strange, but I think it's still worth teaching. So you're going to start out with the same setup as before, with one of the bills open facing towards the audience and one of the bills folded behind, just like this. But instead of holding it and folding it in half like this, we're actually going to do all of this under the guise of dropping the bill. So you're going to grab the top right hand corner of the bill on the part that doesn't have another bill glued to it. So you've got the folded bill at the bottom here, and you're simply going to drop the bill into your hand. Now this is difficult to do slow, but essentially what's happening is I'm dropping this bill and it's contacting the top of my pointer finger of this hand, which causes it to fold as it falls into my hand, and then of course you can show the bill has changed. So up to speed, the change looks something like this. As you can see, it's very quick and it's very visual, and it catches a lot of spectators off guard, surprisingly. It seems like it might be obvious how the trick works when performing it this way, but I've never been called out on it, so I think you guys should be fine. So that is drop zone. Let's go ahead and get into the final handling. So the last handling I'm going to be teaching you guys is airborne. Now this is by far the most difficult handling to nail down. In fact, I don't even hit it 100% of the time, which is why I don't usually perform for spectators, but it looks great on camera if you can get it just right. So you're going to do the same get ready as with the Polaroid change by folding the bill in half, and you're going to use the exact same grip, except you want this side of the bill to continue facing the audience even as you move down to your side like this. So you're actually going to be keeping your pointer finger in front. Last time on the Polaroid change, of course, your pointer finger was in the back, but this time it's going to be in the front facing the audience, just like this. Now, all you have to do is execute the Polaroid change while throwing the bill into the air. So your thumb's going to come around the back, and right before you throw, I found is the best time to do it. Right before you throw the bill in the air, you're going to flip it around just like this and toss it. So it's going to be difficult for me to capture it at this angle on camera, but it looks something like this. And then of course you're going to want to keep this side of the bill facing the audience as you bring it back around, open it up, and show that it's changed. Once again, this is one of the most knacky handlings that you're going to be able to do. I told you I couldn't do it 100% of the time. It's going to take a lot of practice to get the timing just right, and of course you're going to want to make sure that the bill sticks together nice and tight, so that way when you throw it in the air, the edges don't flap around. So it looks something like this. Just like that, the bill has changed. Like I said, it's incredibly knacky, probably not something you're going to want to perform for spectators in real life, especially if it's windy outside. Learn that lesson the hard way. But if you can get it down on camera, it's going to look crazy. So that is the final handling for Treasury. I hope you guys liked it. Well guys, that was Treasury. I hope the tutorial was worth the wait, and I hope that you guys get some good use out of this bill change. If you post a performance of it on Instagram, don't forget to tag me at DKMagician, and go ahead and give me a follow while you're there. But while you're watching this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below. I'm going to try and put out a lot more videos this year, I promise. Probably shouldn't do that again, but I promise I'm going to try and put more videos out on this channel. So I hope to see you guys in the next one. I'm DK Magician. Peace out.